Hi, I'm Adora Zachary, the wellness coach at Upper Cervical Wellness Center, and today I'm going to show you a simple recipe for dressing up apples. First off, we're going to core the apple. This is best done by a parent or the older child, where you take a knife and you just run it along the insides of the apple, trying to get all the seeds and the tough parts out until there's a little bit of a hollow in the inside. But don't poke all the way through or your filling will spill out to the bottom. The other way to do this, that might be a little simpler, especially if you have young children, is cut the apples in half and then just core out the middle of the apple. And if you have a tough time with the half of the apple wobbling around and, again, spilling out the filling that we're going to stuff them with, you can cut a little bit off the bottom so that they stay put and don't wobble. Just like that. This one's wobbly, this one's not. All right, so what are we going to stuff these apples with? Well, we've got high protein, nutrient dense, gluten-free filling here. We're going to take peanut butter and some pecans. We've got raisins that will plump up. And we have oatmeal that is certified gluten-free. Lastly, we want to put in a little bit of honey for sweetness and to help things stick together, no pun intended. This is a great option for little kids who can still stir and help out, but they're not quite ready for anything more than that. So we're going to give this a good stir, mix everything together, and stuff the apples. You can change up any of the nut or seed butters, the filled fruits, dried fruits, or other seasonings, like I like to add cinnamon or nutmeg, or sometimes Christmas spices like allspice and cardamom, just to give these things a different flavor and a new pizzazz. You can even add shredded or chipped coconut. So now we're going to take this filling and stuff as much as possible into the cavity of these apples. Now remember that the filling will shrink as it bakes, so you want to overstuff it as much as possible. Just keep packing it in there. And this is another kid-friendly activity. Your kids can have races over who can pack the apple the fullest the first. Place these in the oven for 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes, and if they're starting to get too brown, you can either turn the oven lower and let them sit for a little bit to allow the apples to bake a little bit more, or just take them out and have slightly crunchy apples if the top is getting too brown. The other thing is, once they're out of the oven, you want to wait at least 10 to 15 minutes for the apples to cool. Hot apples can possibly scald little children, and we don't want that to happen. So earlier we made up one of these recipes so that you didn't have to wait half an hour to see what happens next. Here's our end result. I think they turned out absolutely lovely. We have full apples, we have half apples, and again, you can change this up to whatever your kids like. So picky eaters are not an issue. You make it the way your kids like it.